Hello, welcome to Clydesdale Homestead. I'm Tamlin, and welcome to my sky garden. That's what I call this container garden that I have up on our deck, my sky garden, because it's up high in the air. And this is where I do a lot of my gardening at this point. Today I want to show you how I'm going to plant the sweet potatoes that I have grown. They were saved from sweet potatoes I grew last year up here on the deck. They are Georgia Jet, which is a short season variety of sweet potato, which we need up here in North Idaho. Sweet potatoes are an amazing crop that you can plant almost anywhere. People all over the world depend on sweet potatoes, different varieties of sweet potatoes. And so they are a hardy crop. Find one that's good, works good for your area, a flavor that you like. And sweet potatoes are a great thing to grow. The other thing I want to mention today is how I was able to combat the fungus gnats I had inside my house, my indoor grow setup. They got really bad, and I shouldn't have let them get that bad. But I want to share with you two things that I did to help get rid of the fungus gnats, and they're really effective, not very expensive. So I want to make sure that I share that with you also. Thanks for joining me today. Please subscribe and like this video. Let's get to it.
The two products I used are yellow sticky traps and mosquito bits. Here you can see the yellow sticky traps are really effective. Look at all of the adult fungus gnats caught on these sticky traps. It's really kind of gross, but it works. The active ingredient in mosquito bits is Bt, which is a bacteria. Bt will not kill the fungus gnats that are flying around in your garden. Those fungus gnats have already laid their eggs in the soil, and those eggs hatch out into larvae. Mosquito bits is what we need to kill the larva that is in the soil. Right on the back of the bag are the directions for using mosquito bits for fungus gnat control. Basically what you do is you mix some of these granules with water and use that water to water your plants for 3 weeks in a row. And that will kill the larvae that would have eventually hatched into the adults. Okay, and this is how I have started my sweet potatoes this year. You may have seen sweet potatoes stuck in a jar of water with some toothpicks, and the roots grow down and the little stemmy slips grow up, and that works totally fine. But I had a lot of little tiny sweet potatoes left over from last year, and I didn't want to put out a dozen jars of water. You can simply just lay them on some soil, keep it watered, and the sweet potatoes will start to grow. And definitely if you live in a warm climate, you could do this outside. But I need to give my sweet potatoes as much time as possible. So I started them indoors. You can see that they have put down roots, and some of them have started to grow their slips. Some of these sweet potatoes are more recently in the soil than others. Georgia Jet's a very good keeper, and so most of my sweet potatoes are still waiting to be eaten, actually, but these tiny little ones I decided to plant. Some of them rotted, and you can see that even the ones that rotted put up some little leaves, and they are growing also. So don't worry about it. If they rot, they could still grow. It's a great way to start your sweet potato slips in soil. See, that one is rotted right there. And so what I can do is you can remove the slips from the sweet potatoes and root them separately. You can definitely do that. You can just leave them here. This is one that got too close to the lights and actually scorched the leaves. So I picked it off the sweet potato and stuck it in some water, and it's growing. See those roots? It's ready to be planted outside in the soil. Sweet potatoes are very resilient. There's not a lot you can do to kill them, so that's why they're one of my favorite plants. So I hope you enjoy this technique. If you live in a warm climate, you can simply just put them outside.
Okay, it is time to plant the sweet potatoes. I want to tell you a little bit about my balcony garden up here. I do live on acreage in the mountains, but a lot of my gardening is done in these containers or in raised beds. So I don't want to hear any complaints. If you don't have acreage and can't plant lots of plants, you can. That's how I plant most of our garden here. It helps keep it safe from predators and it's just really convenient. So no matter where you are, even if you have a small apartment balcony, you can still grow fruits and vegetables, flowers, herbs, all sorts of things. And it's fun to do, and I hope you enjoy it. So don't let lack of space prevent you from gardening if that's something that you enjoy, because I do it all the time in actually a very small space, even though I have a large property. So these raised beds need to have some compost added, so I'm going to get to that, and then I'm going to plant the sweet potatoes and give them a good water from some of my rain collection barrels that I keep up here on the deck. All right, let's get to it. Okay, I realized that time lapse goes really fast. I was trying to show some things, but I didn't wait long enough, I don't think. So this is the little slip that was burned by my grow light, and I put it in some water. It had some nice roots on it. The other potatoes that were sprouting. And if you didn't know, sweet potato greens are edible, and they're very good raw or cooked. And then I did just plant every single potato that was in that bin. Some of them had roots, some had little sprouts on them, some didn't. If they don't grow, they'll just become compost. And yes, I way overplanted this bed. I do what I can. I was given more starts this year and grew more starts than I had planned on. And so where I should have had 2 sweet potato beds, I only have 1 this year. But we are working on a greenhouse, and so that will give me some more room. The greenhouse is going to go right down in there. But like I said, don't let the lack of space prevent you from gardening. I have a lot of space, and I still use raised beds and containers. All right. I wanted to mention that one of the reasons why I love to grow sweet potatoes is it's something that I can propagate myself. Save some potatoes every year and then plant new ones in the spring, and I never have to rebuy them. I can just keep using the same sweet potato strain year after year, and it's something that I should be able to keep going forever. And that's something that I really appreciate. I like to save seeds, being able to grow perennials, and things like the sweet potatoes where I can propagate them to myself. Don't have to worry about where am I going to get my seed starts this year is really important to us. I hope you like this video. I hope you get rid of your fungus gnats if you have a fungus gnat problem. Please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. I'll see you on the next video.